All right, so I know they're gonna make a difference over there, but some more light. Nope. I only lived in this house my whole life. You think I know which light switch to use? There's the Slayer, Wolf Slayer. I'm not sure what I'm gonna call this. Right, I gotta name this rifle. Oh, excuse me. So anyway, let's go have a look at my otter. This is otter number 4. Roughly today's the 28th that I caught him, and I just want to show you again. I'm gonna do in better light. I'll do a better discussion of what we're looking at here. Obviously, this is a perfect capture. We got full extension pretty much on the jaws, so that's pretty good. But we see how hard that hit. The last otter, which was a little bit smaller than this one, I think there's another otter there that's bigger than this, because judging by his paw. The last otter, his back was broke. These traps hit hard. I've seen some, like these older Duke traps or whatever, like these old guys here. Don't even use these anymore. I know some people like them because they say, well, it doesn't mark the fur as much, but I've never had any problems with these. It's just the trick with these is don't take them out of the trap in the cold. Well, that's any trap, really. But you can see a perfect hit there. That probably broke his neck, or just below his neck. And that definitely broke his back. There's no doubt about that. So I'm going to get him out of here. I'm going to put him in a garbage bag so I can put him in the freezer overnight. Then I'll deal with him tomorrow. I probably should skin him tonight, but the problem is when you skin him, the day after, it's like now's when it's easy, so to speak. Every hour you wait, it gets that much tougher. But the lights, obviously, it's nighttime now, so. And I've only got like 40-watt light bulbs, and I like to be able to see. I want to do a perfect job on this otter. I did a really good job on the last otter. It was a good idea to make these otter boards. Finally got that tree deal with. That was supposed to be out today. Those 2 traps were supposed to be out today, but that didn't happen. But it doesn't matter because I got fur today, so that means I'm going to be getting paid for this day, so to speak, later on, many months from now after the auction. But I just want to show you how this worked. So we could see, I'm going to take some better pictures of this. And if you want to see the pictures of my captures and stuff like that, you can go to my blogger. Links will be down below. So there we go. So nice looking little otter, poor little guy. But he nailed that trigger dead on. Again, this is why the underwater captures are so much better. You can see, again, that would have knocked him out instantaneously. That was a very hard hit. And yeah, so as long as they didn't sometimes it looks like they got marks and stuff on them. You can't really tell until they dry. Right now he's still kind of soaking wet, so he'll be wet till tomorrow. And then you can see down here just how hard of a hit that was. Again, I'll take better pictures of him or her. We've got, I know it's pretty gratuitous to it. I can't tell with the trap there, but you can see again, that would have knocked the wind out of him, broke his back, knocked the wind out of him there. You could tell he didn't struggle at all. Not really that he could struggle, but obviously these are powerful animals anyway. But the power of a 330 conibear, especially these new ones, these I believe are Belials. I want to say they're Belials. They could be, right now it seems like there's a lot of, I think Montana Trapping Company or whatever seems to be what a lot carry. But I got these at different stores. But anyway, this is a perfect capture. He nailed the trigger. I'm going to show you with one of them set up what the difference is of having the trigger on one side or the other. But that was just perfect. He nailed it perfect. Again, you could tell he hit it unsuspecting because, I mean, he went right into that trigger, and that trigger was centered, right? So that's how good and powerful these things are. So I'm going to get this one all kind of maybe out of the trap. It should be, it wasn't super cold out, and he's been in here now about 45 minutes, an hour, whatever it is. So obviously I can get him out of the trap. But if you have to bring the trap home, the reason why you do it is so that the fur doesn't stick to the trap jaw. Everything is soaked. All my equipment, especially yesterday, was kind of like freezing rain and sleet and snow. All my equipment is soaked. My rifle, you can barely see it on way over there. You can see it on the freezer there. That thing's still soaked from yesterday, and I oiled it and everything. My gloves are still soaked. These are different gloves, but I'm gonna get them out of that. I got my tongs. My tongs are still soaked from yesterday. It's like, wow, yeah, trapping is definitely an all-weather sport. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get them out. We'll look at them tomorrow in the nice sunlight. Now, the past 3 otters, what happened is I started skinning them, and I'd get maybe about this far, and then the camera battery would die, or I'd run out of memory. Now, after all the uploading I did today, I did probably about 120 gigs of uploading at the library today. That was a lot. This camera is now fresh, ready to go. It's only got a couple of gigs on it. But what I'm going to do is from about here down, I'll film so you can see how I finish up, or sorry, from here down, so you can finally see how I finish the otter. And then I'll be doing segments where what you call it, the otters, basically, here's segment 1, segment 2, segment 3, so you can see the procedures of it. Because to film the whole thing, I mean, it's like a 2-hour, well, almost 2 hours from tip to tail the way I do them. I just can't seem to find a way that's faster to do them. But my time frames are coming down. My tools are good. Like, I mean, I basically, the skinning, I use this knife here to open them up, and that little orange knife down there. Don't know if you guys could see it, but these 2 knives here. And then either one of those 2 to open them up, get them started, and then I use the beaver skinning knife to finish them off, and that seems to work very well. So I'm going to get him out of that trap, and yeah, we'll have a look at him tomorrow, figure out what he or she. Judging by the size, because this one's a little bit bigger than the last one, it seems. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell, but this one looks a little bigger than the last one. But it doesn't look as big as that track that I saw from the other day, where I saw the 2 tracks side by side. Like, that looks more like the small track. It doesn't, and the other one was even smaller than this. So I have a hunch there's a massive otter still there. Like, he's going to be probably like out to here or something like that. He's going to be big. Going to be really, really big. So I think I just got this one before the other one. Unless the other one got smart to the trap. But I don't think so, because they don't get a chance to get smart to it. That's why you don't put them on the dam. I know some people will probably say, no, I've been doing it for years and it works fine. Trust me, this method works really, really well. It's humane. It's quick. Again, I could tell this guy didn't struggle at all. Like, I mean, he was snap done. And that's how much power those things have underwater. These newer traps, they are worth it. The newer traps, like I say, some people don't like them because they think they hit too hard. If you hit a smaller animal like a muskrat or what, yeah, you kind of blow them apart a bit. But strangely, because of the roundness of the jaws, it doesn't seem to mark the fur. Although it leaves a bruise on the inside, but that don't matter. The fur is only graded from the fur side, not from the inside. So, anyway, I'm gonna grab my garbage bag there, get him out of there, put him in there. If you got to store them in a freezer or something like that, store them so that, see, that bag there is okay for the pelts, but it's not big enough for the otter itself. So I don't want anything, like I got a bait freezer out there. I don't want anything, any fur touching the side of the freezer, because when you go to pull them out, if there's a little bit of frost there, you'll rip the hairs out. And then again, the fur graders will find that stuff, and like, you just put them in the bag, bring them back in the morning, thaw him out, and then somewhere around an hour or 2 after he's completely thawed, then start skinning him. I'm going to try to skin him and flesh him all in one day just to get it done. I wish I would have gotten out there earlier today so I would have that done, and then tomorrow I just have to worry about putting them on the board. But it looks like I'm going to have to make a couple more boards. Yeah, going to have to make a couple more boards, and I'm going to have to make another big otter board too. I haven't got around to that, so... yeah, so that's pretty good. An otter a week, or just about, technically this would be almost 2 otters a week. I'll have to look at what because I've marked the dates and the time, well, not the time, but the dates that I catch them. So I get an idea of how frequently I'm catching the fur. So this is probably about 3 or 4 days since the last one I caught. So it's keeping me busy, but I still got to catch some beavers, which I'm going to be relocating. Maybe not that trap. That trap seems to be, until I'm not catching anything for about a week or so, or 2 weeks, then I'll move that trap. But that other trap, I'm going to move it up to the next dam so I can start catching the beavers. There we go. Because not that I need a break from the otters, but I mean, trust me, I'm happy to catch otters because these are, fairly a fairly worthwhile animal to catch. But they are tough to do. They're about the hardest animal to skin, and they're also about the they're very time consuming. I mean, you're looking at 4.5 hours from start to finish. Pretty much by the time they're on the board. But my first one was like 6.5 hours because that was the first animal I caught in many years. So the times are coming down. So if I can get them under 3 hours, then they're paying good. If you get minimum price, I think this one's going to probably be about an $80 or $90 otter. Just my hunch. All right. Anyway, there we go.